So here we are. Once again, you've gathered together here in Winnipeg, in person or online, as a nursing collective from across our country. Together. It is a magical word. When we are together, we reunite, we re-energize, we reaffirm, we inspire. Thank you for coming to this CNA Biennial Conference. And once again, I thank my employer, Ontario Shores Centre for Mental Health Sciences, and in particular my CEO, Corinne Mandami, and my executive assistant, Mary Rose Bowman, for their extraordinary support throughout my presidency. And to the 4 wonderful Ontario Shores nurses out there, wave once again. As well, to each and all of my friends, my colleagues, and my family members who have upheld me in countless ways through these past 2 years, you have my deep and forever appreciation. When I addressed you 2 years ago, I explained that my inaugural speech was about CNA. Unashamedly and unapologetically, it was about CNA. And now, 2 years later, I make that same statement. It's about CNA. But of course, CNA is about us, the nurses of Canada. And so the history of nurses in Canada is inextricably connected to the history of CNA. And what a proud history it is. It is from the bedrock of CNA that the functions of nursing regulation, socioeconomic welfare, and the professional practice pillars emerged and became established as the 3 pillars of our profession. 3 pillars. And if we picture those 3 pillars, excuse me, as a 3-legged stool, I'm going to have a drink of water. Sorry about that. If we picture those 3 pillars as a 3-legged stool, it is easy to see that it takes all 3 of those legs or pillars for the stool to stay strong. And so it is with nursing. We need all 3 pillars, professional practice, union, and regulation, to have a rock-solid profession. Weakening one of those pillars at the expense of another will not make the other pillars stronger. It will only cause the stool to fall down. Indeed, I will go further to assert that the advancement of one pillar at the expense of another is not progress, it is peril. Because if we liken our 3 pillars to Maslow's hierarchy of needs, we see that self-actualization, the top of Maslow's pyramid, characterized in his words by morality, creativity, spontaneity, problem-solving, lack of prejudice, and acceptance of facts, is attained when all other needs are met. So I urge each of us to ask key questions to analyze any proposed course of action, whether it be within our pillar or between our pillars. How will our decision affect future generations of nurses? Does it result in cohesion or conflict? How will it affect relationships within nursing? Let's use the energy of this biennial to rededicate ourselves to working together locally in our provinces and territories and at the national level to keep all 3 pillars of our profession strong, cohesive, and collegial so that we can achieve our greatest individual and collective aspirations for our patients and for our profession. Together, there it is again. You know, it strikes me that nurses struggle daily to navigate the silos that frustrate our patients, clients, and residents and fragment their health care. Silos between sectors such as acute care and home care, between programs and departments, and between units and healthcare teams. Nurses are present in all areas of the healthcare system, and we can be the catalyst to integrate those silos. I am sure that our efforts to stay cohesive within our profession will also help to break down those silos for the benefit of all we serve and the teams that we work in. But back to CNA. I know that the nurses of Canada support and value CNA. I have felt it everywhere I've traveled over these past 2 years, through letters and conversations, through projects and interactions. When CNA reaches out, nurses step up. For our RN awareness campaign, for our committees and projects, and for our gatherings. Thank you for raising your voices on behalf of CNA and for your encouragement and support. A wonderful resolution, many wonderful resolutions were passed yesterday, but here is one. that CNA form a national working group to examine, report, and form an action plan to increase awareness and engagement of our direct care and specialty nurses to our provincial, territorial, and national associations. It is so exciting because it has the potential to further inspire us, unify and strengthen us, and keep our association strong from coast to coast to coast. But I am sure that I am the happiest CNA president ever after yesterday's approval of our bylaws and the assurance that CNA can now be granted continuance under the Canada Not-for-Profit Act. Absolutely. And I am so happy that we are closer to our vision of truly being the Canadian Nurses Association with the addition of new groups and our retired nurses, or fondly known as nurses emeritus. So just look at all of you here today and the program of events over this biennial. I ask you to be vigilant on behalf of your associations and stay fully engaged in your profession. As you know, tomorrow I will be proud to pass the chain of office to Dr. Karima Velji. I know that her strategic leadership, insight, and experience will be tremendous assets to CNA. We could not be in better hands. And as so many of you commented to me about how much you enjoyed CEO Anne Sutherland Bowles' presentation at Sunday's leadership program, wow, with the governance work now complete, with Anne and Karima at the helm, and with a dynamite board of directors, CNA is ready to rock. I have been reflecting in recent weeks that when I started my PH journey some years ago, I was often asked why I was pursuing those studies. I replied then that I wanted to get to know and understand nursing as deeply as I could. I wanted to know its depth, its breadth, its philosophy, its history, and indeed much of that was realized. But it has been these 2 years as your president, being so warmly welcomed into your workplaces, association offices, and meetings that has truly given me a deep understanding of nursing in our country and an ever greater appreciation for our profession. It has been a great privilege that I will forever cherish. Thank you for this amazing journey, for the opportunities to meet and work and speak and share with so many of you as we collectively upheld and advanced CNA, and for the warm memories that I will cherish. I will forever be yours and CNA's friend and fan at large. Thank you. Merci.